Welcome to the darkest corners of the world.
Shadows.
And let yourself be lured to the dark side.
Before joining us, you need to trigger those dark emotions within yourself and know what shadows are. Come in trouble with us in the dark path in order to solve the unit problem. How long a shadow is.
Polygons are two closed two-dimensional shape formed by three or more straight line segments.
These line segments that form a polygon are its sides, while the endpoints are its vertices.
In this table, you can see that the number of sides and what the angles add up to. Let's start with 3 sides. 3 sides add up to 180 degrees. 4 sides 360 and 5 add up to 540. And so on. This can be represented by the rule y equals 180 times n subtracted by 360. In this situation, we will let n represent the number of sides.
Triangles are very special and different compared to other polygons. There are three types of triangles purely based on its size. Isosceles, a triangle with at least two sides with equal length. Equilateral, a triangle with three sides, same length. And scalene, a triangle with no sides of equal length.
And there are the triangles that are named because of their angles. An acute triangle is a triangle with all three angles acute. An obtuse triangle is a triangle with one obtuse angle and two acute angles. And finally, a right triangle, a triangle with one right angle.
Now the polygon you mostly need to light up your path through the darkness in this unit will be the triangle. So we hope you pay close attention.
Here is an example of how we observed angles and lines. As you can see, a transversal and parallel lines are present. A transversal line is a line that intersects with two or more other lines. We can also see parallel lines. Parallel lines are opposite of each other and never connect. For parallel lines are two vertical lines. In this case, we read the line as M is parallel to N, and it's written as M, the two lines, then N.
Vertical angles are angles opposite to each other and are presented when two lines cross, meaning they share the same vertex. Supplementary angles are two angles whose sum is 180 degrees.
Corresponding angles are angles that occupy the same relative position in opposite directions when a transversal and parallel line is present. Complementary angles are angles whose sum is 90 degrees.
In order to make one of our mathematical models, we had to know the principle of light reflection. The orange line represents where the line is coming from, and it is also known as the angle of approach, where the blue line represents where the light is going to and reflecting off. This is the angle of departure.
Here is a mathematical model, and we worked on this activity called Mirror Madness. So as example, let's just say my height is 20. So we would put a mirror on the floor and try to find the height of an object. So the mirror to me or to my feet would be 5 feet, and then the mirror to the wall would be 10 feet, and the x is the question mark, which is the height we were trying to find. So here we would make a proportion. It would be 20 over 5 equals x over 10, and x is what we're trying to find. So then once we have that, we can cross multiply. So it would be 200. 20 times 10 equals 200, and 5 times x equals 5x divided by 5, and then 200 divided by 5, and we found out that x equals 40, but x over 10, which is like half of the proportion only, would be a ratio.
This is the method that was previously explained in an overall view. If you desire to study it a bit further, pause the video. Kotoa works with right triangles and right triangles only. It consists of an adjacent, opposite, and a hypotenuse side determined by the angle, side length given, and the variable x. The easiest and fastest way you can get the hypotenuse of a triangle is by drawing an arrow over the 90-degree box. That arrow will point to the side opposite of it, and it will be the hypotenuse.
To find the adjacent and opposite, you will need to use the angle given. We call this angle theta. For example, let's say you were given the angle of 70 degrees placed in this corner. So find the adjacent, you look to the side stationed next to it. Since we already have the hypotenuse side, that must mean this is the adjacent, meaning the one across is the opposite. We can easily tell because it's the last one and is opposite of theta.
Once we have all sides named and prepared, we look at SOHCAHTOA and compare what sides we have. Since a variable and side length are used when we are given trigonometry problem, let's just say a 6 and x can be placed anywhere randomly. So since we know where 6 and x are placed, we use those sides to figure out x. Since we have hypotenuse and adjacent, we will be using sin. We write the equation sin 70 equals 6 divided by x and solve n y using the calculator.
Fine.
Oh my god! Why did you move the camera?
It's just you're not supposed to see how long a shadow is.
Because you paused too much and I thought you were finished.
So we still got it right. Just leave it.
No, we did the letters part 'cause it is.